Welcome to another Zelda Ocarina of Time video, and in today's video we're headed to the Spirit Temple to defeat it and collect 100% of the items and secrets inside of it. I'll show you all the strategies, tips, and suggestions I have, and let me know down in the comments if you have any I missed. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. As soon as you go into the Spirit Temple, the first thing you encounter is two magic pots at the base of the stairs trying to attack you. Once that's done, head up the stairs, and to the left you'll notice a small hole you can't fit through, and to the right a giant block you can't move. But the giant snake statues say that you can't move the stone block without the power of silver, while the other stone tablet says you need to return here with the pure heart of a child. That means we have to go back to the Temple of Time, but before we do, let's explore the area a little bit. Outside in the north part, you'll see two trees next to each other with a crack in the wall. You want to bomb that crack to reveal an opening to another great fairy fountain, then play Zelda's Lullaby on the Triforce. This is the final magic spell we're going to get, but not the final great fairy we're going to see. This one's going to give us Nayru's Love, which is a spell that gives us a defensive barrier. It'll become super helpful in the Spirit Temple. With that taken care of, you can head back to the Temple of Time and put the sword back in the pedestal so that we go back 7 years to the pure heart of a child timeline. Then we go back to the Desert Colossus. Before you head back inside the Spirit Temple though, there's a soft soil patch out by the door. So bring a bug inside of a bottle, release the bug into the soil patch, that'll bring out a gold Skulltula we can kill and collect the token. It's also time to plant your final magic bean as Child Link in this soil patch so Adult Link can come back for treasure later. Now we can head back inside the Spirit Temple, but this time as a child, and there's quite a few fire enemies, so if you don't want your Kokori shield to get burnt up, you might want to swap over to the Hylian shield. Just like last time, when you enter the temple, you'll be greeted with two magic pots. Head up the stairs and to the left, we want to go meet Naburu. She's going to ask a favor of you. She wants you to climb through the hole, go collect those silver gauntlets, and bring them back out to her. And if you do, she'll do something great for you, whatever that means. As you come out of the Tunnel of Love, you need to watch your step. There's a blade trap right in front of you. Once you get past it and up the stairs, there's two fire keys flying around the room, plus another blade trap surrounding Abimos. Don't go too far from the top of the steps until you take care of that second fire keys, because there's two more keys in the back of this room on the wall. We don't want them to notice us and then become fire keys. Then we can take care of the Armos in the middle of the room. That's not a Bimos, it's an Armos. Touch him on the back and put a bomb on the floor right where you were standing. By the time he turns around, that bomb will hit him. Now he's going to try to kamikaze you, so back up a little bit. This will unlock the other two doors in the room. The cutscene makes it look like you want to go through the door on the right, but really you want the door on the left, or the one on the opposite side of the room from the tunnel you crawled in through. In this next room, we're going to be up against Astalfos. Keep throwing your boomerang at this guy until it freezes him, then swap over to your sword and attack him while he's frozen. Now we need to take care of the giant green bubble. Hit him with your boomerang to freeze him to make it easier to hit him with the slingshot. Then pull your boomerang back out, aim to the left of the switch and throw it so when it loops around it'll hit the switch and lower the bridge for you. In case you did lose the Kokori shield, next to these two magic pots is a chest that'll have a brand new one for you, but if you still have it, it's just going to have a blue rupee. Now we'll head into the next room. In this room, we're up against a new enemy known as an Anubis. It mimics your movements around the room, so if we stand on this side, it'll stand on that side, which is perfect, because if we hit that switch with our slingshot, that makes fire appear under those bars, which will kill him instantly. That's how they want you to complete this room, but since he's weak to fire, you could just use Den's fire as soon as you walk in the room and take care of him and the door will open. As we head into the next room, Navi's going to stop us and warn us about the wall masters that are in here. You'll see this room is divided in half by a chain link fence, and on your half of the chain link fence there's a fire keys and the wall master running around, so let's take care of both of them first. Then we need to grab the 5 coins that are in this room. There's one behind the torch near where we fought the wall master, there's 2 on the ground by the fence, and 2 more at the top of the chain link fence. While you don't need to worry about the other keys in this room, you do need to worry about that gold Skulltula. He can hit you from that side of the fence, and if this is the last coin you collect, it's automatically going to drop you and you're going to get hit. Once you collect the 5th rupee, the gate's going to fall open like a bridge and the keys are going to be free to roam around, so let's take them all out first. With them out of the way, head onto the bridge and look back at that fence where the gold Skulltula was. Now we can take him out with the boomerang and collect the token he leaves behind, proving that we killed him. Now they want you to use a Deku stick to light on fire at that torch and then come light these torches on fire, but instead we'll just use Den's fire. The chest that just dropped has the small key we need to advance further in the Spirit Temple. Head across the bridge and out the door and we'll be back in that first round room that had the blade traps. Now we can climb through the little hole we saw underneath the keys, and when we get through to the other side there'll be a big locked door, but luckily we just picked up a small key for this. When you enter this room, straight ahead on the ground is a pot with some Deku seeds in it. This is your clue that you need to use your slingshot to take down the Skulltulas climbing on the wall. The second Skulltula is harder to get because you can't target him from the ground. First you need to look at him, then Navi can target him, and then you can take him down no problem. With those two Skulltulas down, we can climb up this wall, and then when you get to the top, you might hear a gold Skulltula behind you, because there is one. So use your boomerang to kill it, and then use your boomerang to collect the token it leaves behind. There's a lot of traps up here, so move carefully. First we're going to take care of the two Skulltulas on the wall to your right. Then we'll activate the first trap by stepping towards this corner. It drops a Lizalfos down. The easiest way to take care of him is to first freeze him with your boomerang, then swap to your Kokori sword and jump attack. Then we'll head towards this other corner and spring the other Lizalfos trap, and we're going to fight him just like we did the last one. But be careful of this sundial out in the middle of the room. If you press action and you're too close to it, you're going to stop and read it. With the room cleared out, we're going to swap to our slingshot, hit the crystal switch up here, and that'll drop two chests. The chests drop down right behind us in the corner over here, and by the hole we climbed up through. The one by the hole is going to have a bomb chew, which is a clue to what we need to do next, and the other one is going to have one of your favorite blue rupees. Head back over to the rock wall where the Skulltulas were on. There's a loose rock Navi can target. Once you have it targeted, use your bomb chew to blow it open and make the sun hit the switch so it goes, and that'll unlock the gate. When you head through the door, you're in a much larger room that has an Armos statue to your left. First push this off the ledge, that lands on a switch which unlocks the door at the top of the staircase above you. Then head out into the middle of the room between these torches and use Den's fire. Inside this chest, we'll collect the dungeon map for the Spirit Temple. This works as Child Link and Adult Link. Now you're going to turn around, head back over to the Armos statue, climb up the bricks, climb up the stairs, go through the door. This leads to a small hallway that leads to another door, which is the room we need to be in next. In this room, the first thing I want to take care of is two Beamoses off to the left here. You could use your bombs at them, but it's a little bit easier if you target them and then just send a bomb chew their way. Then we're going to jump up onto the ledge that the Beamos on the far left was on, because it's time for another exciting round of collect the 5 silver rupees. When you're done, jump off this way to avoid one of the blade traps. Now jump up onto the ledge that Beamos was sitting on, and we can run down to the far end to pick up the next silver rupee. Then keep running along this way, because at the far end there's another silver rupee. Turn around while staying on the ledge, go halfway back, then jump off to the left to get the 4th rupee, then we can jump off these blocks to get the 5th one. That'll light the torch. Now grab a Deku stick, go light it on this torch, and then go light the other 3 torches in the room. If you don't have a Deku stick, you could use Den's fire. This is going to make a chest appear. To get to the chest, head back towards the beginning of the room, and then onto the very first ledge we climbed up onto. This is where the chest dropped. Inside the chest we'll find the small key we need. Now go over to these blocks in the middle of the room. First get this one out of the way so that we can pull the one with the sundial on it out into the sunshine, and it'll make the stupid face. And that's what's going to unlock the door on the other side of the room. Now we can head further into the temple. Don't go too far though, because above the doorway right behind you there's a gold Skulltula, so use your boomerang or your slingshot to kill it, and then use your boomerang to collect the gold token it leaves behind. Now we can use that small key we just picked up to get to the next room. In this room you're up against a serious fight. This is an Iron Knuckle and he does a lot of damage, but that's why we brought the spell Nayru's Love. The easiest way for me to defeat this guy was to target him and then bait him into attacking so I could easily jump out of the way. Then I would swap over to my sword and jump attack while he recovered. But if you don't want to fight this person in hand-to-hand combat, you could instead send about 15 bomb chews their way to deal with them. With the Iron Knuckle out of the way, the gate behind him will unlock and we can head off into the Eternal Bliss, the end. Or it's just outside, where we're going to see our owl friend. He reminds us that he watches us while we sleep, and we're going to find a chest out here. Inside the chest, we'll find the silver gauntlets. Now we can give them to Nayru, and luckily, she's right down there. Well, it looks like we're going to have to use the silver gauntlets, and we can't do that as a child, so go back to the temple, pull the sword so you're in the adult timeline. Then we'll head back to the Desert Colossus as an adult to go into the Spirit Temple. But before you do, remember that magic bean you planted as a child? Time to collect the reward as an adult. Stay on it until it takes you to this bridge, then jump off and collect a heart container piece. Then wait until it's nighttime or play the sun song and ride the plant again, but this time jump off on the second dirt mound, because there's a gold Skulltula up here that only appears at nighttime, so kill it and collect the token proving you killed it. There's another gold Skulltula located on the southern part of this map by a dried up oasis. Just look at this palm tree here, and when nighttime comes, the gold Skulltula will appear, then you can kill it and collect the token it leaves behind. Now we can head back inside the Spirit Temple, but this time as Adult Link, and it wouldn't be the Spirit Temple if you weren't greeted by 2 magic pots. After those, head up the stairs to the right, because now we can push this giant block out of the way since we have the silver gauntlets. Just past that, at the top of these stairs, there's a Beamos and a blade trap, so don't get too close. Instead, pull out your hook shot and hit this switch above the Beamos. That'll unlock the doors in the room. Then head through this door on the left-hand side that just opened up, while completely ignoring the Beamos, as we don't need to deal with him. In this room, we're up against a Wolfos. Now, if you saw my video on the Forest Temple, you'll know all you need to do is wait for them to attack, move out of the way, and then jump attack their back. Just past the Wolfos, you'll find this Triforce on the ground. You want to pull out your ocarina while standing on it and play Zelda's Lullaby. This will make a chest drop. It dropped over in the corner of the room here, so you're going to want to use your long shot to get across the sand pit, then open up the chest to pick up the compass for the temple. We're all done in this room now, so we can head back out the door, run past this Beamos, ignoring him again, and through the other door that unlocked. In this room, there's 5 rupees collect. Put your hover boots on when you run off the ledge to pick up that silver rupee that's floating in the air. Then you want to pick up all 4 silver rupees in the windows before we do anything about this time block in the middle. Then head up to that time block, watching out for the boulder rolling behind it, pull out your ocarina and play the Song of Time. This will make the time block teleport to another window that had a silver rupee. That's why I wanted you to collect all those first. Then we can kill the gold Skulltula and collect the token. Now we can head through the door that unlocked when we picked up the 5th rupee. In here there's a chest and a like. That small chest that he was guarding just happens to have the small key we need to get further in the dungeon, so leave this room, go back past all the boulders outside of this room to where the Beamos was and through the locked door. Hang on to your shields in this room, there's another like and a couple magic pots coming your way. Once you deal with them, just up ahead on the right hand side, there's a brick wall that we can climb to the top to get to the next room with the giant mirror. Behind that mirror is an invisible floor master, so use your lens of truth to spot him, but you don't have to use your lens of truth. Navi will target them from time to time, and once you kill the main hand, don't forget the 3 hands it leaves behind. With the floor master out of the way, we can start pushing this giant mirror into the different sundials. The first one drops a chest, and inside this chest you're going to find a recovery heart, but you might want to pick this one up second, because if we keep pushing the mirror, you'll see the next sundial also drops a chest, but this chest is going to freeze you instantly, and as much as I'd say don't grab it, you know you're going to get every chest in this temple, so just get this one before the recovery heart. And then to get out of this room, we're going to keep pushing the mirror until that 3rd sundial is lit up. That's what unlocks the door here, and there's no reason lighting up that 4th sundial. It seems like it does nothing, and then all of a sudden a wall master jumps down out of the sky and takes you back to the beginning of the temple. With the mirror now pointing the light back at the 3rd sundial, the door is unlocked and we can head into the next room, which should look familiar, because we were on the other side of this room as Child Link, but now as Adult Link we want to head to the top of the stairs, put on our hover boots, and run off the ledge past this torch. You're aiming to land in this goddess statue's hand with the Triforce on it. Playing Zelda's Lullaby on this hand made 2 different chests drop even though you only saw one in the cutscene. So let's focus on the one in the cutscene which dropped on the other hand. You can use your long shot to get over there and open the chest to pick up a small key. Now head up the forearm of the statue a little bit, pull out your ocarina and play the Scarecrow song. This is going to make Pierre appear on the ledge above you. Switch over to your long shot, put it straight into Pierre's head and get on up there. Then next to him you'll find a gold Skulltula we can kill and then collect the token it leaves behind, proving that we killed it. Now let's go get that other chest I was talking about. We're going to jump down off here onto the floor and start heading back towards the door we just came through to get into this room. There's a hookshot spot above it to make it easier. Then when you get to the top of the stairs, even though we have the small key, don't go through this door. Instead, line up to this ledge. You can see across the ledge there's now a chest there that wasn't there earlier. That's the secret other chest that dropped, which only has a blue rupee in it, but that's not why we're over here. The main reason is the switch behind it. Make your way over to that rusted switch and hit it with the Megaton hammer. This will unlock the barred door that was in the middle of the room. So let's take a quick little detour here to see what's behind this barred door. In the room, you're going to see a giant stone block. Push it out of the way to reveal another stone block you need to push out of the way. This will lead to a little staircase that leads to a rusted switch. Hit this rusted switch with your hammer and that activates this little elevator in the middle, which takes you back to the beginning of the temple. It's just a little shortcut in case you need it. But we don't really need it, so let's head back out into the main room, back over to that door we came through originally that has the hookshot spot above it. Then we're going to head up to the top of the stairs and we can use the small key that we picked up in this room to go through the locked door on the right. This will lead to a hallway that just has a Beamos enemy in it, but that's about it. Take him out with a bomb or a bomb chew and we can head through the next door. In this room, we're up against a Beamos and 3 of the Anubis enemies, or is that Anubi? Anyways, they want you to stand on this switch to create fire and trick the Anubis to walking into it. In the first pit you walk up to in this room, you might notice Navi sit down there and turn green. This is your signal to play the Song of Time to make a time block appear here to make it easier to trick the Anubi to move around the room. But we're not going to do any of that because we're Adult Link. We have fire arrows. Just burn these guys out of the room and use your bomb to take care of the Beamos. And also, if you don't want to burn these guys with fire arrows, you could stand between them and use Din's fire. In this next room, you'll see there's a blade trap, there's some Armos statues, there's a barred door to the right, and there's a switch in between the statues. What you want to do is activate all the statues and get one of them to stand on this switch. That'll unlock the barred door next to you. Then we can go through that door to get to the next area. This stairway seems pretty empty, but if you stop halfway up and put on your lens of truth, you can see that there's actually hidden chests on both sides of you. Each chest has recovery hearts that aid you along your way. Now that we've grabbed the hearts, we can leave this hallway into the next room. In this room, we're up against another Iron Knuckle, so we'll start off by using Nayru's Love. Now we're ready to go smack him with your sword to start the fight. Much easier fight with the big Goron sword. Now we can leave through the door behind him and walk off into the twilight, ending the game forever. Just kidding, we're back outside again, but this time the chest is going to have the mirror shield for us, which we need to get further into this temple. So head back inside, past the Iron Knuckle throne room, back into the room with the Armos statues and the switch, but this time go to the other side of the room and use your mirror shield while standing in the sunshine to reflect the sun onto the dial that opens the door. Head through the newly opened door to a small room that just has one chest. Inside this chest we'll find a small key that we can use for a locked door we passed earlier. Now we can turn around and leave this room. We can also leave the room with the blade trap and the 4 Amos statues back through the way we came, back to this original room that had those different Anubi enemies. Now we can head through this originally locked door. And don't just run straight out into this room, there's 2 Beamos statues ready to attack you. Instead, use your bombs or your bomb chews from a safe distance to take care of them both before we go into the room. And then we're supposed to kill Skulltulas and climb moving brick walls, but forget all that. We're just going to stand on one of these platforms and use our long shot to hit that last brick at the top of the wall as a shortcut. And then at the top, there's going to be 2 more Beamos statues and a blade trap. So don't move anywhere. Instead, just pull out bombs, take out the Beamoses, and then we can safely walk around the blade trap into the next room. 2 doors in this hallway. The first one has a Triforce in the ground, so you know what to do. Playing Zelda's Lullaby opened the door to this room. Inside, there's 4 flame slugs. If you stand in the middle of them and pull out your Megaton hammer and hit the floor, that stuns all 4 of them. Then you can pull out your big Goron sword, charge up a giant spin attack to kill them all, and they drop a bunch of magic, which should pretty much refill your meter. In this room, the doors look pretty funny, and that's because they're all fake doors straight out of the fire temple. So use your hook shot to see which one of these fake doors has something hidden behind it. It's this one here. So we're going to use one of the Goron's special crop here to destroy the door, then we can easily shoot that eye with our arrow. The switch made it so this new block appeared underneath the hookshot spot, so now when we hookshot we'll be up on this new ledge, and then we can jump across to the other ledge that has the switch on it to deactivate the fire. And surprise, surprise, that big colored chest had a boss key. Now we can leave this Triforce room and head back up the stairs to the next one. In this room, you're greeted by 2 magic pots, so that's always fun. And then next to those magic pots, there's a fence blocking a crystal. But you can hit that crystal with your sword, just give it a shot. That'll unlock the other door in the room. Now head through that door. In this next room, you're going to start off by being ambushed by a Lizalfos, but that should be no problem now with your big Goron sword. Now go stand in the light and use your mirror shield to reflect it back up onto that sundial, which will drop a chest down behind you. Inside this chest, you'll find some bombs we need in the next room. As you go into this next room, you're going to see there's 3 baubles flying around, so let's take care of all of those first. Then grab the handle on the mirror's left-hand side and rotate this thing 90 degrees clockwise. The wall that it's pointing out is the one we need to blow up with a bomb, so use one of the ones we just picked up in the chest to shine the light into the next room. In this room, you get ambushed by another Lizalfos. Once he's taken care of, grab the handle on the mirror's left-hand side and rotate the mirror 45 degrees clockwise. This is going to make the light shine back out through that barred gate. But we want to be back on the other side of those bars, so back up out of these caves to the room that had the magic pots. Now you can see the light comes through the bars, hits the mirror on the other side of the room, and shines on the floor. Stand on the floor where it's shining and use your mirror shield to light up that sundial. While still standing in the light, use your mirror shield to reflect the light onto that face in the middle of the snake statue until it crumbles. Now use your long shot to hook yourself onto that cage, and when you get over there, it'll automatically open, revealing the boss door. You ready for this? Let's go! So the first thing we're going to do in this fight is use Nayru's love, because if that axe hits you, you're going to lose a lot of your hearts. Speaking of hearts, if you don't have full hearts, just get the iron knuckle to take down one of these columns or the chair it was sitting in. Then it'll drop hearts for you. When I fought the iron knuckles earlier in the temple, I had full health. That's why it was dropping rupees. Our strategy is still the same though. We're going to bait the iron knuckle into attacking, jump out of the way, and then jump attack with our Goron sword. Behind the chair, there's a door we can leave through. Go through the next door and you'll be in a bigger room. Now climb up these brick wall and run out into the middle of the platform here to start the next phase of the boss fight. When you're fighting these witches, you're going to want to do it on one of these smaller platforms on the outside of the arena, but you don't want the witches to be right above you like this. If they follow you to a platform, leave that platform and head to another one. You want to be able to turn around on this platform and see them both on your screen at a comfortable distance like this. The ice witch is going to shoot an ice beam, and the fire witch shoots a fire beam. You want to use your mirror shield to deflect the element of the ice witch back at the fire witch, or the fire element back at the ice witch. This time the eye switch is too far off to the right and I'm aiming straight, so that beam makes it past my shield because of the bad angle and hits me in the face. So to avoid this, make sure you turn your body a little bit so you can use your mirror shield to deflect them at an angle and still hit the other witch. In order to one-cycle Twin Rova, you're going to swap to your big Goron sword, target something and jump attack, whether you miss or not. Then you want to go back to your menu and swap back to your Master Sword. I'll show you why. Now she's going to attack you with 3 fire attacks and then 3 ice attacks, and then she's going to repeat. And you want to use your mirror shield to absorb those attacks. You either want 3 fire or 3 ice. So to do this perfectly, absorb the first 3 fire attacks. When 3 shots are absorbed, it's going to turn into a flamethrower. Hit her with that and then untarget her. Now jump across, duck down, and just jab a few times with your Master Sword to finish her off in one cycle. The heart container is on a different platform than the exit, so make sure you pick it up first. You don't automatically get it. And that, my friends, is how we defeat the Spirit Temple while collecting 100% of the items. If you have any comments, tips, or suggestions for this temple, please leave them in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey.